Well, welcome to the Signature Financial Podcast. I'm your host, DS Wall. Um, hey, make sure you like, subscribe, and share our show. Because the episode accurate, and y'all be doing a hell of a good job with that, by the way. Especially on our shorts. You will get some shorts on this show because it's a jam-packed show. A lot's been going on. It's WrestleMania weekend. Everybody's excited except for Jamie because he don't care for night one. Um, but yeah, I already introduced you to Jamie. So what's going on?
I mean, just watching wrestling.
Yeah, yeah, wrestling. And before we get to the WWE talk,
I already know how you're
I
going to start this.
okay, where I'm going with it.
Darby Allen.
Yeah, you go ahead, man. You go ahead. You go ahead. Listen, I have no issue with anybody going back home with the title. And to all those who's watching AEW who kind of said about it, let me clue everybody in. And I think Jamie has picked on this too. There is a story between MJF and Darby Allen.
Hmm?
It's been told ever since these two guys came into the AEW. The pillars, the originals, and that story had always been there. And what's the one thing they said? I think it was on last week's Dynamite or Collision, or even at the pay per view. They said, "Hey, MJF paid Don Callis' family to take out Darby Allen." That that story right there, and like I said, this story has been told for years. And what's one thing we said that um wrestlers missing? Like everybody keeps saying, missing in wrestling? Long term booking.
Hmm.
There you have it. Tony Khan gave everybody long term booking, and people are still pissed about it because it doesn't make sense. People still mad because they feel like Darby should have won it back in all in, all out, one of them that was in
Yeah.
Texas. And because that storyline was tailor made for him to beat John Moxley and win the championship, but he decided to climb Mount Everest, pissed a lot of people off. And pissed me off because, hey, that's what he wanted to do. That's his life, whatever. But we got to stop this. Hey, this is long term booking because Tony Khan gave you long term booking from 2019 to now between Darby Allen and MJF. And remember, and Jamie knows this too. Everybody can look it up. Darby Allen has never beat MJF until this time.
Hmm.
So what's the
Well,
outrage?
and Darby winning, like, I don't care. It was bound to happen at some point.
Yeah,
So it is what it is. It being a squash match, I have a problem with, but they're saying that MJF actually did get hurt on Sunday.
really?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
he's filming movies. He's got a couple different things going on. Plus, I think he just got married or something like that. So there's like a honeymoon or something. So it was like planned time off, but then they're also saying that he did get injured on Sunday, and that's why it was a squash match. You didn't see MJF really do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but if you also watch when Darby pins him, if they want to run with it with the story, his shoulders are clearly not on the mat. So if
Right.
they want to turn that into a story, they could certainly run with that.
It'd be a continuation of the
Yeah,
story they've been
they
having for
left it
years.
open
Mm-hmm.
that, oh, you beat me when I was hurt. My shoulders weren't even on the mat. They could do a lot of different things if they choose to, but they're saying that's why it was a squash match because MJF is legitimately hurt. And I'm like, then why would you have him take 4 coffin drops? Because it's not exactly the most safe move to do, especially 4 times in a row. But I mean, whatever. Um, but as far as winning, it was bound to happen. Tony Khan's been itching to put the title on him, and he's a transitional champion anyway.
Right.
If MJF wasn't hurt or had planned time off,
He would have won.
he would have won, and they wouldn't have had the match come up immediately on Wednesday.
Yeah. My whole thing is that if he's hurt, so my whole thing is why you didn't pull the trigger and just let Kenny win it? Because apparently he did get hurt during the match, so they
Yeah,
knew he was hurt. So why you didn't pull the trigger, had Kenny win it, and had Darby versus Kenny? Because if you look at it, both even Kenny is a transitional champion at this point in the stage of his career.
yeah. I mean, again, you have stories that you could tell with Darby Allen. so maybe that's why. Um, Out of focus. Hey, look at
There
me!
you
Like,
go.
I'm back. Um, but it's Tony Khan's been talking about his booking. He clearly has something in mind for this, saying that he's listening to his gut, and that's why their creative has been better lately. I'm still of the opinion they need to hire a head of creative that actually focuses strictly on creative.
And a
Um,
booker.
yeah, he's running wearing too many hats, and I
Yes.
think that's the biggest problem. But if MJF did get hurt during the match, maybe they didn't realize until after the match was over. Either way, Darby will probably have the belt for 60 days tops. And I
Right.
think that's even a stretch.
But you said the best though. You said it. You said, look, it's cool, it's a nice story. But now we know MJF hurt. If Darby Allin is still champion when MJF comes back, you said it, MJF will win it back. Now
Mhm.
the question is, if he wins it back, do you have him lose to Will Ospreay at All In? If that match happens, do you have MJ lose to Will Ospreay
No,
at
at
all,
this point, I think you would hold off on MJF and maybe have Osprey just beat Darby.
or Swerve?
Or, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
whoever.
whoever.
I
Yeah,
mean, Will Osprey winning it would make sense because you're going to be in London.
that's
So it
true.
would make sense for Osprey to win it. And he's more than due. Osprey would have had the title already if he hadn't gotten repeatedly hurt.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, that would
and
make sense.
at that
Yeah,
point, you could then build something up with Osprey and MJF pretty easy. Of, well, you never beat me for the title, and I only
right,
lost it because I was hurt.
right,
Whatever they want to do, they could do it 1,000 different ways. But
right. And they already had their match. I think they was fighting for the international championship. I want to
mhm.
say last year. So yeah, it now because I'm thinking about it. A Darby and Osprey match wouldn't be that bad at all. It would
No,
just be how would you get there and how would you tell it.
hmm,
Yeah.
yeah,
All right,
and I
well,
mean, you wouldn't even have to do a whole lot of work because again, it's Will Osprey winning the championship in his hometown, so
right.
you wouldn't really even have to go crazy. It's, hey, I'm next in line. This is where it happens to be, and it's all about me.
Hmm.
It's just like the whole Cody finishing his story. You
Right.
didn't have to have a match to know that Cody was going to win. Like,
So, so it's kind of like when we go. It's kind of like when we go into this year. We knew that once Osprey comes back from his injuries, he
mhm.
was gonna get the title because he's the face of the company. Him and
He's the
MJF are
biggest
the
draw in the
two.
company. Yeah.
Right. Him and MJF, the two faces of the company.
Yeah.
So by MJF winning the title, you knew that they was gonna build this title run all the way up to London against Will Ospreay. But now detour because he's hurt, playing time off, movie shoots. So now
Mhm.
it's not even really a detour as far as what we know now,
Just
other
get
than
off
the
the off
injury.
ramp a little bit sooner. That's all.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
even a detour.
No, no. But it do has my attention because I do want to see how this gonna play out. But again, this is long term booking. It just got to this point, and we didn't think that this was gonna be here. But and reality should have because when Darby Allin won his match, and when he came out and said, "Hey, Dynamite is gonna be in Seattle, Washington. MJF's the champion," makes sense. But I also would say this: if MJF wasn't champion at this time, I don't think Darby would issue that type of challenge.
Probably not. But it's also good every once in a while to have a title change hands
Yeah,
on a regular show because it gives people a reason to watch.
yeah,
Like, that was the one thing I give WCW credit for. If you go back and watch Raw before Nitro ever started,
mm-hmm.
it was just jobbers. It was your main talent, like a Razor Ramon beating up, the Brooklyn Brawler.
Brawler. Yeah,
It wasn't until WCW started having, like, oh, here's the Giant fighting Kevin Nash, or the Steiner brothers versus the Harlem Heat, or something like that. They were actually putting main talents against each other. It forced WWE to do the same thing. Other than that, you never really had a reason to watch a Raw or anything like that. They never changed titles. They never did any of that stuff. WCW is the one that pushed them to do all that.
Oh yeah. After back in those days, man, it was all about the promo.
I mean, and hell, go back to the reason the Monday Night War shifted because Bischoff went out there and said, "Don't worry about watching Raw tonight because Mick Foley's going to win the title." What did everybody do? They switched over to watch Mick Foley win the title.
He knew it. He knew it before everybody else did. And again, that's called studying. That's also called, oh, okay, I know the direction they're going into. Yeah.
Well, that was at the point when Nitro was live and Raw was still taping their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how far behind WWE was, and they couldn't figure out why they're losing. Your shows aren't live; they're taped. Bischoff was going out for weeks. It's not like that was a one-time thing. He was going out there for months
He was
and giving
telling
people the
everybody.
results of what was going to happen on Raw, so you didn't have to flip over.
Yeah. Yeah. If it wasn't with Bischoff, Raw wouldn't be as good as it is right now.
Yep.
And he probably would have never pushed Vince. So, glad I got that out of my system.
What is up with my camera today?
I don't know, man.
There we go.
You went from white to blur.
I know I'm obnoxiously late because I have the window open.
Ah. So I want to talk about Oban Femi because Oban Femi cut a straight to the point promo on Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman, telling Paul, hey, I'm the one. Brock knows that I'm the only one. I'm the only mountain that he can't conquer. I'm the one. And he told Paul, you know it, they know it, I know it. And when I got that promo, it's everything that Oba said is correct. Oba has the look. Oba has the prestige. He has the charisma. Oba is the total package. He has the intro music where people are not singing along to it, they dancing along to it because he got that little dancing step that he does when he come out. If Oba Femi beats Brock Lesnar on Sunday, and me you had this discussion before we came on, if Oba beats Brock on Sunday, Oba Femi need to go ahead and fight Roman Reigns next because there will be nothing for him. It will make sense to him have no other opponent but Roman Reigns and put the strap on Oba. Because you said Oba's the future, and I said Oba is now and the future. Oba overleaped Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes. He leaked him.
Oba's
You can
still
tell
the
that.
future because they're not paying him anything.
Right.
And they've got too many other guys, the Cody Rhodes of the world, that they're paying millions of dollars that they need to make the money back off of. Oba, they've got time. And again, Oba has to lose on Saturday. He has to. If he doesn't, then that just shows WWE doesn't have a clue what they're doing. Because if he beats Brock, there's no reason for Brock to have a rematch. None. And then what? You gonna have him fight Roman Reigns? Okay, then he beats Roman. Who's left?
Nobody.
Who's your big massive guys? And Roman Reigns isn't even a massive guy. Who's your big mountains? You gonna have Omos come out, a guy that has no credibility for anything in wrestling right now, just to say he's big.
It's not even having a big massive guy. It's like what guy on your main roster on Raw or SmackDown that's gonna be the next mega star, the next big superstar that you want to pair against Oprah with. It can't be Seth Rollins.
Well, no, it would have to be Braun
Rollins.
Breaker.
Right.
And then you've put yourself into a position of, well, now the future of our company, we're already having go against each other before we're ready for it. Like, that's why he has to lose. There has to be a little humility in there. If you go Goldberg on this, you don't have any jobbers on your roster besides Akira and Otis. And you can't have Oba go wrestle Akira Tozawa 170 times.
It could be Gunther, but again, you wouldn't want to do that because that you'd be giving away a future main event for WrestleMania down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Especially a guy right now who's kind of growing to being the top heel in the company.
This is why I said this match should not have happened until next year. And again, if Brock is forcing their hand saying, hey, I'm retiring at SummerSlam or whatever, then yeah, you got to do it. You got to do it. But if Brock is willing to go until next WrestleMania, there's no reason why they shouldn't have wrestled at WrestleMania next year. Give Oba a year to be dominant. Because right now, if Oba lost and they stopped pushing him, people would forget about him. He hasn't made enough of an impact. His biggest impact has been because of Brock Lesnar. If you remove Brock Lesnar from this equation right now, he'd be forgotten about.
I don't think he'd be forgotten about. I would think if it wasn't Brock, right? Like you said, if it wasn't Brock, then you're in a position where okay, we can doing Gunther, but it wouldn't make sense right now anyway. That would not make sense right now as
Uh-uh.
well. So you would think, all right, you would have to look at both rosters for Oba, think who'd be a credible opponent. What can be Royce Keys because he just kind of just got here as well, and he hasn't been used. Hell, he's already forgotten.
Yeah.
So
I remember texting you when he debuted. I'm like, they've already buried him and he hasn't even gotten to the ring yet. Like,
yeah, so the only logical I could think of is it would have to be someone a member of the MFTs. Like it would have to be Tyler Tonga, or it would have to be well, not
Drew
Solo.
McIntyre would have been the ideal person
Right,
because
because
Drew, he knows how to build heat. He's a great wrestler. He's a massive dude.
and
And
that
it would
end
make more sense to build credibility for Oba than this stupid match with Jacob Fatu that nobody cares about.
and that end Oba and Drew already had their interaction when he fought Cody at Saturday Night's Main Event,
Hmm?
in which, in my opinion, and everybody else's, Oba held his own, and he opened eyes to a lot of people who didn't know him down in NXT. They didn't know this guy was in NXT. So yeah, Drew would have been a hell of a guy because Drew would have put him over, and then with
Hmm.
him and Drew, that could be a one off.
Yeah, because I mean, realistically, Brock and Paul Heyman have both been clear that Brock is not going to lose before he retires. Like his last
Right.
match is where he's going to lose. They're saying that he's retiring at SummerSlam. So whether Gunther gets that match or not, I'm sure WWE is going to force that to happen, which means you're screwing up this whole thing with Oba right now
Yeah,
because
because it
Oba
would have
needs
made.
to lose.
Yeah. And
He needs to. It's
all right,
best for everybody involved. If Oba wins, you've basically put a stop on his career because there's nowhere else for him to go. You'd have to force the issue to put him into something, and then you have to hope that it takes. Where if he
mm-hmm.
loses, he gets a rematch at Backlash. He could win that. Or it could be a Gunther gets involved. You could do 2 out of 3. You could do all sorts of different things. But WWE wants a Gunther versus Brock because they need to. They're obsessed with this retiring gimmick for Gunther, which is stupid because not enough people. You're having this very small window where you've had some of your biggest names of all time retiring in a short window. This is not typical. This is not something that you could build somebody's career off of. I mean, even when they did it with Randy Orton, those were guys that were already retired out of the ring doing legend killer gimmicks. And even that was pretty lame.
even even if Oba get his rematch and Backlash, he would still have to lose again because, like you said, it goes back to
No, he
it
would have
go.
to win that one. You
I
can't
mean,
have
I,
him lose twice in a row.
I mean, okay. So what I'm coming from is what Paul Heyman said that hey, Brock should not lose until he retires, right? So if Oba get his rematch even at WrestleMania Backlash, Oba will have to lose unless Gunther comes down, interferes, or anybody comes down and interferes. And so that way you're protecting Brock because Brock didn't get pinned, didn't submit. And you can flip that and say, well, Brock didn't get pinned or submitted. He didn't really lose outside interference. You're protecting him.
Uh-huh.
So my whole question is, if they go that route, then at Somerset it would have to be a triple threat match between Oba,
It wouldn't have to
Brock.
be a triple threat. You could still work it in the story that if Gunther was to get involved at Backlash, hey, the win, slamming my doors. If Gunther was to get involved at Backlash, let's say, you could still figure out something within a story that you'd have your match with Gunther and Lesnar at SummerSlam, and then Oba would be waiting for Gunther afterwards. And then it would give both guys direction, because that seems to be WWE's biggest problem with Gunther. You give him a nice little story, a nice, very short term story, and then you just have nothing for him. You went from beating AJ Styles to, hey, now you're going to wrestle Dragon Lee because that's what people want to see. I love Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee versus Gunther with no build up to anything does nothing for me. Even the whole thing with AJ Styles, that was basically built out of nothing because you see the guy standing in the parking lot. Now you want to wrestle him? Like, come on. Like, there's no stories that they told there. They made it as awkward as they possibly could to force a match in a short amount of time.
I think they pushed that on AJ Styles to fight.
Oh, they did. That wasn't AJ Styles' idea.
I think they pushed that on him. I think they did that just to simple fact he could sign that new contract, that new contract that keep him away from New Japan, AEW, or even to a certain degree from TNA. That, hey, you know what? We're gonna pay you all this money. We want you to,
and now you can go be a talent scout.
Yeah, be a talent
that's what
scout. He's doing. Your son was getting in the business, so we can work with him at the Performance Center.
Well, they're so desperate. You heard it right from AJ Styles doing an interview. Triple H asked him to be part of the writers' room. He's like, I don't know anything about writing. I'm not doing that. Like, that was right from AJ Styles. That's how desperate they are for writers, that they're just asking him to do it. He's never produced a match. He's never done any of that. You're just saying, hey, be in the writers' room? Like, come on.
Hey, Freddie Prinze Jr. is available. He's been telling you
available since years. You let him go years ago.
Yeah, for no reason.
Yeah. Somebody that actually loves wrestling, that knows how to tell coherent stories, you know.
And quote unquote, don't take my word for it. Just look at the picture. The man has a hot wife too.
Yeah, he does. Watched every episode of Buffy. Not gonna lie. Watched them all a few times.
I'm
a huge Sarah Michelle Gellar fan.
I'm just saying, like, you had a writer in your backyard who has a hot wife that look better than all your female wrestlers, and you let him go.
Yeah.
And you could have had my man's wife be part of your company. Yep. Yep.
I still say that they dropped the ball by not getting Terrence Howard for WrestleMania.
For Trick.
100%. And you got a story right there. You basically stole my gimmick and used it for yourself. You just have him come out with the real whoop that trick. Hell, you could go to extremes. Bring Lorenz Tate out with him. We'll just go nuclear with it. Bring out Lorenz Tate, Anthony Anderson. Bring them all out.
Look,
it probably cost you less than Lil Yachty did.
I was on the side of maybe to get Terrence Howard to come out to sing my man theme song while he coming out to the ring. That was my thinking.
I mean, you could use
or you can use 3-6 Mafia, however you want to do it.
I mean, I think having Terrence Howard do the theme song would be pretty good. But do the actual DJ version.
Yeah.
From the movie. Yeah.
That would have been great. That would have been, I don't know, creative. I'm just saying, look, a lot of us ain't fans of the celebrities getting involved. I understand they doing it for ratings, to get people to watch WrestleMania, get people to watch SmackDown and Raw. It's failing. It's not because of their thinking of using celebrities. I'm just at this point where, one, people are tired of them, and two, they're using their own celebrities. There is only a few handful of celebrities that will make sense to be part of the road to WrestleMania. And look, the one guy they wanted, he's busy. So the one guy you want, you're using like 6, 7 celebrities to be involved. I'm sorry, Bad Bunny's schedule is booked. And they don't think y'all have enough money to come out here and do it.
Well, what does that say to your talent too? That you don't have enough faith in them to sell tickets, that you need to go get all these celebrities. Like when Vince was running WrestleMania and doing all that, Yeah, you'd get like the Lawrence Taylor versus Bam Bam Bigelow, whatever, something like that. That's fine. Muhammad Ali being a special guest referee, Cyndi Lauper back in the '80s coming out doing the national anthem or something. That all that stuff is fine. They weren't the show.
Right.
You're now making these guys be part of the show because you don't have enough faith in your roster to sell tickets. That's not on them. That's on you for how you've booked them.
Right.
Again, I sent you the thing from
I
uh
seen it.
yeah, where Rhea Ripley's like, you haven't given Julia a chance to do anything.
She's not even
Julia
on the
Stephanie
show.
Vacher. Yeah, Julia Stephanie Vacher would be your best match if you took the time to set it up. It would have been the best. It doesn't matter if you're talking men's tag team, anything. It would have been your best match on the roster.
You split them up because you want to make it even. You ain't want your two best up. Well, let's call it as it. You ain't want your two best up and coming female wrestlers on the same show. That's
Mhm.
why you split them up. And where if it was me, just thinking, Jordan Grace, Stephanie, and Julia will all be on Raw. I would have moved Rhea, Liv, and Roxanne. That's not Roxanne. Raquel, uh, Becky. I move them all to SmackDown and let them fight for that title. Because one, you'll bring more credibility to the women's division on SmackDown. You will have your champion will have more women to work with so that she would get better. And on Raw, you got some and Raw, you have an influx of some of the top young wrestlers, women wrestlers in your business.
And instead, you're seeing things online about, oh, Julia sucks. Kiana James is better than Julia because they've spent more time building up Kiana James as the manager than they have with Julia. And
And not
I
only
know what
that,
it is. It comes
yeah,
down to English.
yeah. And well, I think Kiana wrestled more than Julia
She has.
this year
She
and
has.
last year.
Hmm.
I don't get it. How can you have first of all, the simple fact that you're not putting Julia and Tiffany Stratton on WrestleMania, that's a crime in itself. Number two, Tiffany came out and said she wants to be a heel because it's hard to be a face. Because her personality of her character is a heel character. It's not a face character. Number three, you will get the best out of Julia and Stephanie if you pair them together. Hell, I ain't even throw in Tiffany. I even throw in Roxanne Perez. You will probably get some of your best matches and the best out of those ladies if they was on the same damn show.
Hmm.
We won't be having this discussion about your women's division suck.
Well, I won't even say the women's division sucks. I still argue that the women's division in WWE is better than the men's.
It is, but I'm saying I'm not talking about for you and me, Jay. Me and you got a different opinion about the women's division. I mean, excuse me, the same opinion about the women's division from others, but
Yeah.
everybody else. We think the women's division is as strong as it's been in a long time, and we think the women's division is better than the men's division. But they both had the same issue:
Well, it's the same
creative
four people at the
direction.
top,
Right.
and they just rely like I said on the last show. Liv Morgan is the most important woman in the women's division because it's the only one that they know how to write for because she can do it all. Is Liv the best wrestler? No. Is she the best on the mic? Right now, probably. But she can also run with a story. She can make it believable. And they don't afford the same opportunities to anybody else to see if they can. I mean, even Stephanie's English is improved, but how much is Stephanie talking? And when she does, she's speaking in Spanish.
Yeah. But sure, this goes back to Naomi is out because she just had her baby, and Bianca is supposed to be back at WrestleMania. So when you leave, so two of your big stars who basically missed most of last year and this year are out. That kind of like that puts a lot of pressure on one person to carry two divisions, in my opinion. One
Well,
woman
like
is
you
carrying
said,
two divisions.
there's no reason for any one person to have to carry two because Tiffany's not on the show. Julia's not on the show. Kiana James not on the show. Asuka not on the show. Io not on the show. That's 5 of your top women that aren't even on the show.
And then you're waiting to see if Brie Bella is a Brie. No,
No, it's Nikki. And I
you
was
wait to
hoping that
see
they would
if Nikki
announce
is
that she's
healthy. If
done.
she's not healthy, Asuka and Kyrie is gonna take the Bella Twin spot.
And I would hope that they're not available. Because again, why'd you bring the Bella Twins back? Are you telling me that the Bella Twins have went out and made a bunch of money off of merch? I don't see anybody in the crowd wearing any Bella Twins stuff. I don't know anybody that I know of that watches wrestling that says, "Hey, I'm here to watch the Bella Twins." So that's 2 women right there that could have taken that spot. So that's Kiana James and Julia. That's Tiffany Asuka. That pair it up however you want. That's 2 spots right there
Mm-hmm.
taken up by them.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wanted to see them when they were in their prime.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're 10, 12 years older. Nobody wants to see it.
Yeah. And this is another thing, because you know it's gonna happen. If the Bella Twins can't go at WrestleMania, you do don't like me. They're gonna challenge the winner for those tag titles.
100%. Oh, well, we didn't get our shot. So then we're stuck listening to you on TV longer. Like,
and then
it's frustrating.
Yeah, and then just going back to Julia, you telling me that you couldn't have Bailey against Julia? I mean, you know how good that'd be for Bailey and Julia. But Julia
I'm
just be on
telling you, when
WrestleMania
Bailey's
card,
contract
period.
is up, she's gone.
Yeah.
Unless they
Yeah.
offer her a stupid amount of money to be like a pseudo trainer to go down to the performance center or something. If I'm her, I'm leaving just to go wrestle other people. Because half the time she's on TV, she doesn't even get to wrestle. She's just doing stupid backstage segments that do nothing. Because now all of a sudden you want her to be the crazy chick.
Yeah, how that turned out.
They're like not even doing anything with it now.
Now, because she can't be the female Randy Orton.
There's no direction on those shows at all. They're so bad. And some people try to defend Triple H and say, "Oh, well, if Ari Emanuel's forcing him to do it, it's still your job to make the shit entertaining."
Ari is only forcing him for the main event. Well, Ari ain't forcing him to tell bad stories continuously on 2 shows. He's not doing that.
No, I want to know how much AI they're actually using to try and tell these stories. Because we know they hired that guy. Like, that's not a fake story. They hired that dude that's supposed to be an AI expert to create all these stories for them. So I want to know how much it's being used to actually create this crap, because it's terrible. This is the most uninspired WrestleMania, like me looking forward to WrestleMania, of all time. The worst WrestleMania I can think of that I watched. It's too easy to pick 9 because everybody's talked about 9, but actually 9 had a novelty aspect that it was outside. It had the whole Roman Coliseum aesthetic to it. I actually thought it was cool. Besides the Undertaker match and the whole debacle with Hulk Hogan at the end, 9 was actually pretty good. I'd say the worst one that I can remember watching,
I think I want to say
15.
which one
I wasn't even a big fan of 17. A lot of people love 17. I did not love 17.
That was the Austin and the Rock in 17, right?
Yeah.
Because of that match alone, that's why.
That match was good. It's
Yes.
everything before that I'm like, eh.
I can't remember which WrestleMania it was. I want to say it was the one where the Ultimate Warrior defended the title.
6?
It was at the Los Angeles Coliseum.
No, 6 I think is when Macho Man went into that tournament. I can't remember.
I can't. I want to say it had to be the WrestleMania. What WrestleMania did he fight Hulk Hogan? Title versus title.
Was that 7? Hold on. Seven was Hogan and Slaughter, so maybe that was 6. Hold on, let me check.
That one wasn't that good either.
Yeah, 6 was Hogan and Warrior.
Okay, so it
So
was
5
seven.
must have been when Macho Man won the tournament
Yeah,
for the belt.
so it had to been seven. I was not a big fan of that one.
No, 5 was Hogan beat Macho Man for the title.
Yes,
That's what it was.
yes. There-
But no, this WrestleMania, I'm like, I don't care about any of it. It's all bad.
it's not just this. It was this one and last year. If you look at last year, right? If it wasn't for
Last year I was excited because Tiffany Stratton I knew was going to win.
okay,
So I had that to look forward to. Like, there's nothing for me to look forward to at this WrestleMania.
I mean, other than Tiffany, you knew Tiffany was going to win. The last year was still lackluster.
Well, oh
I mean,
yeah, last year was
it,
bad. Like I would have said what I just said now about last year's. This year just happens to be even worse than last year because
I
like
mean,
there's no matches that I'm looking forward to watching. Besides, well, I take that back. Brock and Oba is the only
yeah.
one that I honestly want to watch. The women's tag team matches, there's a trend. I don't know if they all just phone it in, but women's tag team matches are bad. I don't know if they're expecting like one person to carry the match or something, but like they get sloppy in tag team matches.
Man, it's just been a lot of botches in the women's matches lately.
Well, there's no house shows. They don't have room to practice.
Yeah,
But
I was
Ari Emanuel wants to save money. They want to talk about, oh, this is our most profitable year ever. Yeah, because you're not doing anything anymore. Vince at least spent money on the product. You guys are just keeping it all in the vault and putting out the bare minimum. And then you're wondering, why is this person hurt? Why is this person hurt? Why are the injuries up so much now? Because these guys aren't practicing. They're not keeping their bodies in the same level of condition that they normally
mm-hmm.
would. It's like Tech Nine. I'm a huge Tech Nine fan.
Yes, you
Tech
are.
Nine has to get into what he calls stage shape. And all of his guys that are on stage with him, they all have to start rehearsing 90 days before they go on tour to get back into stage shape. Not that they lose a bunch of weight. It's the endurance of being able to rap as fast as Tech Nine does while doing all the dance steps and things like that he does and getting all that. They have to rehearse. That's what the house shows are for. The house shows serve multiple purposes. It's to help them practice, train, stay in shape, keep the ring rust off, but also it's how you interact with the fans. All the cool moments that you hear people talk about of, oh, they did this at the house show. Well, they don't do all that stuff on TV where the heels break character and interact with the fans and do all that kind of. They don't do that stuff on TV,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't give the fans any of that. And if you did, you'd probably charge $500 a ticket for a house show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. I was actually before we came on, I was watching interviews on First Take. They had they interviewed Jay Cargo, they interviewed Roman Reigns, they interviewed Trick Williams.
I'm going to interrupt
Um,
you real quick. Can
huh?
you tell how I said I'm going to interrupt you real quick on that? Can you tell how uninterested all of these people are having to interview these wrestlers? Like I haven't been watching ESPN a whole lot. I just catch the clips because if I turn ESPN on, it's just going to be wrestlers all day because they have the mandate that they're getting it shoved down their throats. They don't want to interview these guys.
I think I think Stephen A was decided to a certain degree. To a certain degree.
He is a wrestling fan,
Yeah, he's
but
a
a lot of
wrestling
these
fan.
other guys, they don't give a shit.
They had Kendrick Perkins, a wrestling fan on there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now the mediator, everyone fashion said, hey, the lady that's better than Molly. Um,
Bullshit. There's no woman that is better than Molly. It's not attainable to even think about.
they hate Molly, man. You already know. It's not about the looks. It's not about her looks. They find her annoying. I don't know
How is
how.
she barely even gets to talk? If you're on a show with Stephen A. Smith, you get maybe 2% of the words. Out of 100% of the words spoken on a show, you might get 2% if you're lucky if you're on a show with him.
Yeah, I
Molly
don't
is
know.
great.
I don't know. I mean, I kind of thought Molly was very knowledgeable. She know her sport. She came from the NFL network, so she knows football. And I kind of felt that she was hamstrung on just doing First Take and not doing
She
anything else.
was. She didn't get to show that she could do anything because she has to moderate for Stephen A. Smith when he wants to go on one of his whack job rants.
But
And then you
yeah,
make it
that's
even
her
worse by
fault.
putting Chris Russo on there. He
But
is the
yeah,
most insufferable guy on the planet, too.
but yeah,
Like, I'm
somehow,
pretty insufferable. He's worse than me.
hey, maybe y'all two can talk about baseball. See what happens.
If I can hit him with a bat, sure.
But somehow that's her fault that she didn't do anything else but first take.
Yeah.
But I seen the clips. I didn't see the whole shows and nothing. And it seems fun. It seemed like Stephen A. having a good time. Quentin Perkins had a good time. They had Peter Rosenberg. He was on there. He helped out. It looked fine. But I will say this though, it works on first take. It does not work on any other show on ESPN.
No,
It's not
if you
gonna
look at
work.
some of the comments, people are like, I shut it off as soon as the wrestlers come on. I'm not a wrestling fan. I don't care. I'm here to watch sports, blah, blah, blah.
Right
Like, I've read a bunch
now,
of them.
now that's the one thing I do for ESPN on is because when you sign a WWE, you have to walk through your audience about the WWE. Sports fans is not going. Sports fans don't care about wrestling. Hell, they barely care about the UFC.
All they had to do is, hey, we want to partner with you guys. We want to buy the WWE network licensing. We're going to give you your own show. We've got ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN News. We have ESPN Ocho for certain times of the year. We're going to have ESPN WWE network
You
and
got
just put all their
ESPN
shit on there.
three.
Just put all the shit on there. It's a network. It's on live cable. If somebody wants to watch it, this is just your regular programming. And here's the library digitally that you can go access. Done.
Mhm.
But
You know
instead,
the
they're doing this stuff and they're frustrating their actual sports audience that doesn't happen to be wrestling fans. And now you've got like the jugheads that are Pat McAfee fans that watch his show. You've got Cody Rhodes going on there and trying to act like he attacked the studio and stole his belt. Like nobody cares. You're getting too into it. You got Jay Uso going on Cameron's podcast. That was the worst fake punch of all time.
hey, we ain't gonna talk about that yet. We gonna not yet. We ain't gonna talk about that yet. But it was
Okay,
fake, but we ain't
fine.
gonna talk about that yet. Because he went
You trying to
on,
say you got respect for Jey Uso? I lost respect for you by saying
hey man, he went on. We'll talk about that later.
that.
No, but the one thing that ESPN did get right, is that they had Big E on, and Big E broke down the matches. And I started thinking, like, wow, what happens if ESPN would just hire some former wrestlers who are good analysts, who are good commentators, and can break down the matches for their average fan who doesn't watch wrestling, break it down for the average sports fan. Hey, this is Big E, former wrestler. He's gonna break down what you're gonna see at WrestleMania. Maybe if you invest some money and some time in doing that, maybe things we could get a different reaction. And like you said, you is right. Hey, look, I tell you what. Not only we want your pay-per-views, like you said, we're gonna buy your library. We're gonna commit a certain amount of time and money to a set. We want to hire some of your guys to be employees of ESPN. Maybe they can go on first take here and there on a pay-per-view. They can go and get up and they can break this stuff down.
Well, they're
I
learning
mean,
from WWE. How can we maximize money without spending any of our own money
yeah,
and make as much as we possibly can?
yeah,
And then you wonder why fans are so upset.
yeah. And how you do that? We're not gonna go outside of the pocket and hire anybody. No, we're gonna just gonna we want to sub what they do in the NBA, inside the NBA. We're gonna license some of your people out. It's gonna work for us, and
Mm-hmm.
you guys will continue to pay them. Hell,
Yep.
if you don't want to do that, if you want to go and hire some of your former employees in wrestling, I don't know, you can hire the coach back to ESPN specifically just for
I don't know.
wrestling.
He seems to hate on WWE pretty often. On who's he have that podcast with? Is that with Maven?
No, he
No.
has one with what's the guy's name?
Is it
JD from New York and Vince Russo.
Vince Russo? That's who it is. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. I
just
don't think
saying.
you're gonna get the coach back. I'd say that's as likely as MVP going back to WWE.
The only way MVP go back to WWE is he get a one-on-one fist fight with Triple H. Let the best man win.
I'm taking MVP in that fight for
Yeah,
sure.
me too. Me too. Me too. I'm not taking a guy who got heart issues.
No, even without the heart issue, I'd still take MVP.
Yeah. Um, since you already alluded to it, let's talk about it. And yes, we let everything fly off the handle here. Free.
I enjoyed it. Cameron at least is enough of a wrestling fan to be able to like dig in. And Jey Uso doing the whole, oh, you're being real disrespectful. It's not disrespectful if it's truthful. You are the worst wrestler in your family. Like, do you think you're better than Yokozuna? Do you think you're better than Umaga? Umaga would be the biggest one in your family if he didn't die. Do you think you're better than Roman Reigns? Like, do you think you're better than Jimmy? Let's start the bar as low as we can, because Jimmy's better than you.
We might agree to disagree on that.
Jimmy, if Jimmy didn't get hurt when he did, Jimmy would have got the push, and Jay would have been the one that everybody forgets about, because Jimmy was the more talented of the two.
We agree to disagree. I'm gonna put a statement out here.
The dude has a mullet.
Again, on the Signature Vision podcast, there's only one guy on here who hates Jey Uso. I want Jey Uso come on our show, and I
It's
see
not just
that.
a mullet; it's a greasy mullet.
Again, I hope
And he
Jey
dyes
Uso
it.
comes on.
He bleaches it. I'm running out of hair jokes, so I'm gonna have to go into something else here in a minute. But
Yeah, I know. Again, I would love the Usos to come on the show, especially Jey Uso. And I hope that day happens when me and Jamie do take this show to another level where we would be at a WrestleMania, covering WrestleMania with the show. I want Jey Uso to come on the show. So I realized that if that to happen, I would have to excuse Jamie and let him just be executive producer while I sit down and do an interview with Jey Uso.
well, he
Because
clearly doesn't like to answer questions about how bad he is.
no, Jamie, it's not about as the crowd bad he is. Jey Uso ain't gonna ask any questions that's gonna be disrespectful. That's why when that happens, I can't have you with me doing the one-on-one talk. I have to let you be executive producer
What are you
because
supposed to ask him questions about if you can't ask him fact-based questions?
okay. So number one, the interview they did, it wasn't supposed to be a quote unquote a interview. All right, and it was just he was just there to promote WrestleMania.
I know. It was all scripted. It was all meant
Yeah,
to happen the way it did.
yeah.
But
It was fun. I enjoyed it. Jey Uso made a lot of people happy yesterday when he did to Cameron. And don't get me wrong, everybody know that he didn't hit him. If Jey Uso would have hit Cameron, Cameron would have been in the hospital, probably with a broken face. That just keep it real. If he really hit him, he would have broke the man's face. He won't be able to do his next interview after that. But the simple fact that the way he grabbed Cameron, it's when he did that. I seen everybody in the hip hop world who hate Cameron. I seen his baby mamas who's probably seen that Mortal Kombat get over here, and he just have like just keep
now,
talking
don't
that
get me
shit,
wrong.
keep talking that game.
It was funny,
Yeah, it was
especially if you
good.
know
I
how much
enjoyed it.
Cameron hates on everybody.
Yeah.
And I just want to know how much they paid him to let him get drug over the desk in that manner, because that was
No.
hilarious.
No, you know the funny part about that whole thing? Mace was like this.
Hey,
Mace
he
didn't
did
even
walk around
move.
the desk. He did walk around the desk. If you did you watch after that when
Yeah,
Cameron was like, "Where were you?"
yeah, yeah.
He's like, "I was there."
He was there. I'm not finna touch him. You ain't
I will
seen the
give
lady. You ain't seen the moderator hop over the desk. Stop. Stop
I will
what?
give Jey Uso credit of he's a pretty good actor because he acted pretty mad for that little segment. I
Hey,
thought it was
look.
funny myself. He's like, "How
Hey,
do you feel
look.
about my dad? Your dad's a legend. Your dad's great. Rikishi sucked. Rikishi sucked. Just call it what it is.
Rakishi was again. I,
Rikishi was great
I
for 10
want
year
the whole
olds.
family come on the show. That's why we got to play good cop, bad cop. I want the whole family come on the show, and
Rikishi,
I
you think you're
want.
better than Yokozuna?
Hmm.
Rikishi, you think you're better than Yokozuna? Nope.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. No, we're gonna stop right there. Let's go down the list. Let's go down the list. All right. Who is the best wrestler in the family? Not, not, not,
Overall,
not, not,
actual just
not
wrestling?
just wrestling. Not the biggest
Umaga.
star. Who?
Umaga.
Who's second?
Jamal. Call him what you want. Rock.
Who's third?
Either Peter Maivia or Rocky Johnson. You could go 3-4, flip it however you want there.
Who's the fourth best?
Rocky or Peter Maivia. Flip it, like I said, either way.
Okay, well,
You got
okay,
three and
my
four
bad.
right there.
Okay, who's number five?
5, you would probably say The Rock.
Now remember, the Wild Samoans, Alpha, and his brother.
That's why I'm saying The
That's,
Rock. And then I would say the Wild Samoans would be next.
that's a tandem at
As
number
what?
five. That's a tandem.
Yeah, because they didn't really do anything solo.
Okay. What about Jacob?
Jacob hasn't done enough yet on a big stage. I mean, if you take like somebody that knows his MLW stuff and work like that, Jacob's definitely up there. Jacob's better than the Usos for sure.
I would have Jacob number three.
Not yet.
Zilla. Well, no, well, actually, no. Because Zilla kind of
I was gonna say Zilla just started doing
just
something.
starting off. Lance. Nah, Lance kind of just, I ain't gonna say he's starting off. He just hasn't been in the business long enough.
Mm-hmm.
Big, well, I mean, that a big enough name. Hey, women too. Tamina, Naya,
Hadn't done anything like 10 years, but you know, still there.
her brother Deuce.
He wouldn't be in the top 10.
Okay, so where you put Roman? I'm like, did you already say Roman?
Mm-mm.
Okay, where you put Roman?
Right after the Wild Samoans. So was that 6?
Yes,
Yeah.
and
You still got Rosie that we could talk about.
okay, his brother. Where you put him?
Rosie, if I'm being fair, I would put him under the Usos. Because again, he got strapped with a stupid superhero gimmick.
So we really didn't see the best of Rosie because of that.
No.
We didn't see his
If
full
3 Minute
potential.
Warning would have kept together, you would have.
See, I agree with part of your list. I'm not gonna sit here and say Jey Uso the worst wrestler in the family because the family is so big and there's so many of them. I don't think we even touch on it yet. I don't think we got even 50% of the family.
No.
And I will say this: when it comes to name branding all around in that family, I'm gonna have to say Jey Uso's like top three.
Oh yeah, if we're talking greatest self-production, then yeah, Jey Uso would
Yeah,
be number
top three,
one. But
top three. And the reason why I won't criticize Jey Uso wrestling as harsh as you do, and we got the same standard. I want to see you do more than three moves. I want you to see some original that you came up with instead of borrowing a spirit that I believe and you believe as well you shouldn't be doing. It doesn't fit.
absolutely not.
It doesn't fit what you do. Me and you both agree about the super kick. I have no issue with it. What I have an issue is that you guys, what I mean, you got me the Usos. They do it 15 times in a match. just kind of like the Young Bucks do it all the time in the match.
I'm not
It
a Young
seems
Bucks
like
fan either.
it
Anybody
seems
that
like
uses a super
right,
kick, I tend to not be a fan
right.
because it's a cop out.
It seems like wrestlers who are traditionally in a tag team, they have a hard time breaking away from move sets that they do in a tag team. That's my issue.
Well,
I
that's why a
feel
lot
that
of people can't ever become single stars.
right. That's my issue. I kind of
Jey
feel that
Uso never should have been a single star, but
I see that's part I disagree with that. Only because I feel that when I look at Jay and Jimmy, they're a great tag team. They're the best tag team in WWE history. But
which is
excuse
sad to
me,
think about.
I mean, look, I'm based on that. I'm basing that off of winning the titles, not legitimately saying, do I think they're better than Road Warriors? No. Do I think they're better than 3D? No. But as tag team that won the title numerous of times, yeah, they're number one. Jimmy and Jay are so athletic and skilled enough that I hate the fact that them allow the WWE limited their package they can do moveset wise. It's more to them that they can do. They just not showing it to us. They can do more than a super kick. They can do more than the splash off the top rope. They can do more than a spear.
They
The
have a
only
lot more
not
leeway with their moves than what they let on because Jay didn't do a spear
he
up
didn't
until 2 years ago.
right. And to me, Jay doing the spear, it don't fit him. It's
It
the
doesn't
same
fit.
way. It's the same way when I seen Charlotte Flair do a spear. It makes me sick to my stomach.
I sent you
You're
that
not
video yesterday. I said, go get this random dude off the street that just speared this guy, have him teach it to Jay. Jays don't even look like a spear. He just basically jumps up in the air and waits for the person to run into him.
no that random dude need to teach everybody how to do a spear,
That
even
dude
Roman.
took that guy out.
No, it's I just believe I just truly believe when you're a professional wrestler, you should have a pocket full of skill sets. That's why people love Bret Hart and Kurt Angle and to a degree Chad Gable because they got repertoire of moves in their back pocket they can
Okay, I
do
will
at
clear
any
the air
time.
on Jey Uso. I only hate Jey Uso because of his moveset. I don't care about the yeet. I don't care about the glasses. I don't care about any of that. It's just easy to make fun of.
Yeah.
And the fact that I don't like him as a wrestler, I just pile on that stuff. If Jey Uso came out at WrestleMania with a whole new moveset, no spears, no super kicks, and change your frog splash into something that actually, was cool besides the move that everybody does,
Mm-hmm.
three of your signature moves are the most basic move that every wrestler does.
Yeah. And he
If he
has no
came out and changed
signature.
his move set,
No.
I'd probably love the guy. I'd find
He
him to be
has
moderately entertaining,
yeah.
except
He
when he
has
wrestles.
he has no signature move and no finisher move. Everything he got was involved him being in the
And
tag
what's the name
team.
of our show?
Signatures and finishers. And
And
he
how am
has
I
none.
supposed to like a guy that doesn't have any of that?
Right. So that's what I was saying. Jay Uso's skill set, move set is one criticism I have of him that I think that he can improve on.
Somebody else wanted to
Hey,
voice their displeasure of Jey Uso. Tell him.
that's a lie. That's a lie. She too busy sucking her finger.
She is not happy with Jey Uso. She demands that Jey Uso learns how to wrestle. See? See? Told you.
I thought she smiled because she see me on TV.
Yes, that's Uncle Deshaun. You'll meet him soon.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
Wave with your feet.
But also though, if you're gonna
Are
criticize
you
Jay,
crying right now?
yes I am. Yes I am. I am. But if you're gonna criticize Jay, Jamie got the same moveset.
I make fun of Jimmy. I just say he's slightly better than Jay.
The only difference between the two is that Jimmy is a better striker than Jay.
Jimmy's punches look far more believable than Jay's.
That's what I meant. That's what I should have said.
But no, that is my issue with Jey Uso. I don't hate the guy. Besides the fact that he's a full grown man wearing a mullet, I mean, there's that. But If he came out, like I said, with a whole new move set, probably love him. But you do the most generic, boring frog splash. Your super kick doesn't even look good. And your spear is probably the worst in professional wrestling. You have nothing. And the parts that I've made fun of him before, there's nothing unique about Jey Uso. Your entrance, you stole it from the Shield and you stole it from Bret Hart. Your music, because WWE fans are not the most into it, for lack of better words. If you have, I could, like we've talked about before, you can tell if somebody's going to be a success based on their theme song. Jey Uso, and you know it, you've seen it. They would have him come out to hype the crowd out. Hey, we got nothing for you tonight on the show, but can you go out there and give them like 3 minutes of hype time because the show's starting to dull out? And then they have him come out in the middle of the crowd and do the yeet thing for 5 minutes. Okay, the show's back on. Like, we don't even need you to wrestle because it's not worth anything in the ring, but go out there and hype the crowd up for us. See?
And he done a hell of a job doing that. Even Jay like it.
Oh, you getting fussy?
But the interview he did with Shannon Sharp and Ocho was pretty damn good. So you guys check it out. Nightcap, Jey Uso. It was more energizing and it was a lot of fun to watch. On the other hand, Cameron Mace, we know who they are. They like to laugh and they're entertaining. They just kind of gave him a bad.
Well, apparently Cameron's going to be at WrestleMania.
It was funny to see Cameron.
Cameron's going to be at WrestleMania, he said. So expect to see them get involved in the match now too. Because he, not that I saw the post, but yeah, he made a X tweet, whatever you will call him now, saying that he's going to be at WrestleMania. And I'm like, of all the shows, you really went and got Cameron, who hasn't made a record in 20 years.
Didn't need to.
No, he has a podcast where he just talks shit about people. Yeah, and it works.
Yeah. Same with Mace. But yeah, you know, Jey Uso, I'm a fan. I'm definitely a fan now that he officially announced that he is dating Jada Parker. No comment from Jamie on that one because you know Jamie, no, that's
well, if there was a reason not to like Jey Uso, that would be why.
I like it, man. He's like, yeah, she mine. And I just
people have some questions I saw about that. They're like, what happened to your baby mama? But you know, whatever.
That's all I'm understand. Like, you know, the man been divorced for a while, and y'all worrying about his ex-wife. And then one guy was talking about, oh, he too old for her. She's 27.
Well, he's 39, 40.
No, he's 40. She grown.
I mean, he was out of elementary school when she was born, if you want to look at it that way.
Oh, God. Look, she grown, he grown. Let them do their thing. You know, I'm happy with both of them. I mean, it wasn't even a secret. We knew they were together because we seen them all the time together. I mean, damn. I mean, everybody just want to be confirmed on social media. They didn't have to confirm it on social media. We already knew they was together.
People need something to talk about. That's all.
And now people just freaking nosy.
Yeah.
I mean, we already knew they was together. I mean, how many times their giveaway? They was holding hands at the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my friend. I'm gonna hold her hand.
Right.
This is my son's babysitter. I'm gonna hold her hand.
People just need something to talk about.
Speaking of something to talk about, again on First Take, I seen that Roman Reigns interview, and I also seen the promo he cut in the SUV about CM Punk, and I see CM Punk response to Roman Reigns promo, everything he said on First Take. I think this match has turned out to be really personal between these two guys. I mean, we already know that they don't like each other, but they're gonna do business together. We know that Roman despised Punk because was one of the reasons. Um, Punk came out and said, "Hey, I didn't want him in the Shield. I wanted this guy." Roman thinks Punk is irrelevant. He thinks that Punk is not worthy of being the WrestleMania main event. And I think the one thing that actually Roman did say that I think a lot of people, including yourself and people in the wrestling world, do believe, hey, the WWE is taking a chance and a risk on CM Punk when they sign him back. It was a huge risk
Yeah.
because because his past of, oh, when he's unhappy he'll leave. What's the word he had used once upon a time? Punk is like a child. He'll throw a temper tantrum. If he don't get his way, he gonna take his ball and go home.
Yeah, he's the LeBron James of pro wrestling.
Yeah, well, you said that, not me. Again, I want wrestlers
I've
come
never
over.
seen a grown man throw a temper tantrum until I saw LeBron James throw a temper tantrum on the court. That's just real. Jumping up and down, shaking his hands like a little kid. Like my baby right now is throwing a smaller temper tantrum than that.
As much as you and me watch basketball over the years, there's been more players than LeBron James has thrown a temper tantrum.
Not to the degree of the LeBron James who had to, he was jumping up and down, shaking his arms like a little kid.
I mean, should I tell everybody about your favorite NBA player right now who throws more temper tantrums than any player in the league? And if
Go
there
for
was
it.
an MVP for war for that he would actually win it, you know who I'm talking about.
Say it with the chest out.
Luca.
Luka is not my favorite player, first off. As long as Steph Curry is still on the court, and that's only because Sean Kemp is long retired.
Luca is one of your favorite players that I watch right
He's
now
one of my
today.
favorite players, yes, but he's not my favorite player. And Luka is the reason that they're getting into the playoffs, not LeBron. Luka is most likely going to win the MVP as well.
I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen, for bringing the basketball talk here, because now this show went sideways with LeBron. Let's get this back on. And I forgot what the hell I was about to say anyway, just because of that.
Got to stay on point. That's why you got to have your cue cards.
Yeah, my dude, my cue card didn't say LeBron James. Oh man,
Keep
no,
it
it
moving.
said Roman
That's
Reigns
what I
and
do.
CM Punk, but Roman was right. Honestly, he was right what he said about that, and that was the sentiment a lot, not just wrestling media or fans. That's the sentiment of wrestlers in general. That hey, if CM Punk gets upset, if he doesn't get his way, if he doesn't feel like things are going his way, he will find a way out. He'll leave because he did it in the past. In the
No, I
past, he
think
had.
this
Hmm?
has been a good feud for Roman only because he had like the easiest person that you have spoon feed dirt on that he could talk about. He doesn't have to show any acting emotion. He doesn't have to come up with anything. Like you have all the dirt you need. I'm just waiting for him to throw the AEW stuff out there, which the second AEW incident, the Jack Perry incident, I'm actually on CM Punk's side about. The other stuff, I'm not on his side about. But I'm just waiting for, which now that we're on, the day before, it's probably not going to get there, but that would be like the ultimate insult. Like we took a chance on you when you just screwed this company over. And that's where I would have went with it, but that's just me.
I think he was kind of going there with it. I really believe he was kind of going there with it. I think actually, I think he did go there. He just said it in less words than 30 words or less.
Well, Roman won't push the envelope. I mean, we already heard he was supposed to make the Larry comment and he didn't do it. And
Nah,
he
nah,
just, you're old.
nah. I
Roman's not
think
going to
Roman.
push the envelope like that.
Nah, I think Roman, when it comes to that stuff, he will push the envelope to a certain degree. Like, yeah, I got no problem embarrassing you, but I'm not fin to humiliate you in a way where this will get really out of control. But then again, it's CM Punk, so I
Yeah,
guess you can
well,
say it's kind of weird that he didn't go all out like CM Punk did.
to me, it just shows like, do you not have a backbone? Like WWE went to the point of releasing a press release apologizing on CM Punk's behalf about it. Didn't I send that to you?
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like
seen it.
he went so far off script. I 100% would have said so. You want to make fun of my dead dad? I'm certainly going to talk shit about your dead dog. 100%.
Yeah. And remember, he also mentioned his uncle.
Yeah. Like Roman's going to win. There's no benefit to
Yes.
CM Punk winning. None whatsoever.
Look, man, if you'd have told me like 3 months ago, I would have told you it's no benefit for either guy to
Well, I
win.
mean, there's no, but obviously it's a one-on-one
But
match. Somebody's got to
right,
win. There's
right,
no benefit for CM Punk to win whatsoever.
right. But now we getting this TKO involvement, and everybody's trying to do that booking. Hey, so who is Team TKO? Because we know who's Team WWE, but who's really
Who
Team
is Team
TKO?
WWE?
Well, off real, Cody Rhodes and CM Punk.
Exactly. So this is what I was alluding to on the last show. They're telling the story completely ass backwards, and I don't even
Hmm.
think they're aware of it. You have the good guys acting like the bad guys, and the good guys act, or I just said that backwards. See,
Yeah,
it
you
doesn't even
did.
make sense. Like I can't even say it right.
Yeah.
Like you're treating Randy and Pat McAfee like the heels when they're the ones sticking up for the fans, and you got corporate shill Cody, and the same with CM Punk. Roman hasn't said anything one way or another about it directly, but like you've set this up completely backwards. And this should be the story that you lean into, that you do take and do. What are you doing, Stevie Wonder?
Yeah, you know my Nash.
Um, this should be a story that you take and actually do a cross-branded story with, like I said, do a mini NWO angle that could lead you. This could go on for a year, WrestleMania to WrestleMania, if you wanted it to. It could be that big. But yeah, you have the heels acting like the good guys and the good guys acting like the heels. Like it doesn't make any sense. And you have to have somebody above Pat McAfee. Because if you leave Pat McAfee as the guy, it makes no sense whatsoever.
No, it doesn't. But I think when it comes to me, I think that Roman and the Usos, let me put like this: the bloodline is TKO because of The Rock is part of TKO.
Well, and
But
that's what
to
I was
me,
going to say is if you're going to you can't make The Rock be the bigger guy
no,
because he's on the board of TKO, which means that he would be
he
on Cody's side, which would also make no sense
no
whatsoever
sense.
because you never
No,
finished that story.
mm-mm.
So, this is either going to be the biggest thing they've ever done or the dumbest thing that Triple H is going to go down for.
Well, we know what directions that set is in right now.
And again, you can have a good thing that goes bad. The NWO, perfect example. You let that thing go on until it basically killed your company because it got so out of control.
Hey,
Not
look,
that this story is going to get there, but again, the whole Pat McAfee thing doesn't make any sense.
it it makes sense in a way of like you said, if it was reverse. And I'm sorry, right there, I did a smile. My wife peeked in, I smiled at her. Wonder I was big green. Um, like you said, if it was role reverse, it would make more sense.
Mm-hmm.
If it was Pat McAfee with Cody Rhodes, it would make tons of sense.
Well, they're acting like we're supposed to be happy to pay more money. That, oh, we should be happy to want to pay this money to go see Cody Rhodes do the same thing over and over and over. It
The
there's nothing about it that was well thought out, and that's what makes me think that like this must have been one of their AI generated stories.
Yeah. And the one thing and another thing that doesn't make sense is that when you come out here and say that Randy Orton is here to save professional wrestling, um, Cody and Randy got the same thinking. They're old school wrestlers. If you want to say like I don't know, if you it would have made more sense if they would have brought a guy who's all about business, but not about the business of wrestling. Then I would think that mind would work.
Well, then when he came out initially and he kept talking about the Attitude Era, none of those guys were around for the Attitude Era.
No,
They
they
were
were.
all Ruthless Aggression Era, and that's when the
Yeah,
company started to go sideways.
yeah. I mean, not only that, but you just basically just kind of rehearsed the line for John Cena last year.
Hmm. Well, and that's exactly what this story is. It's last year's story with different faces. You're just putting Randy Orton's head on John Cena's body.
Yeah.
That's it. And the Pat McAfee's head on The Rock's body. That's it. Same story, just being told slightly different. End
Mm-hmm.
result will be the same, a disaster.
I hope there's more to it because if there's more to it, it'll make more sense.
Like I said, just wait until Unreal Season 3 is delayed by like 4 or 5 months because they're having to reshoot all this stuff to make it look like they planned this the entire time.
Man, man, I don't want to see Unreal. I hope they cancel.
I still haven't
But
watched more than the first episode
yeah,
because it's so, even watching that first episode, you could tell that they rehearsed them behind the curtain.
no, no. But we do have a little curveball that was throwing away that main event between Cody and Randy was that is that Randy suffered an injury and he's been working her for a while now. So do you think do that change career to the point where well since Randy's hurt maybe we will have Cody go over and we'll put the title on Randy once he's healed.
This is why Randy Orton can't be in main events. It's the same thing as Darby Allin. Darby's going to go do something stupid and get himself hurt. Randy is just perpetually prone to getting hurt. Doesn't matter what he does now. The dude's body is broken. So unless you're putting the title on him for like one night only, he's going to win it on Sunday, lose it on Monday, or like a one PLE to one PLE. Like putting the title on him is stupid. People want to
So
see it. He wants 15, he wants 16, yada yada, whatever. They'll do it. They're going to force it to happen, but like you can't book him to be champion for long periods of time unless you're willing to do a Jade Cargill where, hey, Randy still got the heavyweight title. Haven't seen him wrestle in 100 and some days because he's always hurt.
let me ask you something. And maybe you might be on the same wavelength with me. Wavelength. Through Randy's career, do you believe that he always been a transitional champion?
2009 when he was doing the heel stuff, no, because he was the guy at that point. Um, Besides that period, like the whole early John Cena period, for the most part, yeah.
That's where I'm coming from. See, Randy Orton's that type of guy where he doesn't need the title for a long period of time. Sure, on his resume look good that he win the title 15 times because he look it's set up him to win the WrestleMania
Oh
on
yeah.
tomorrow. It's set up him to win. Now he's hurt. We don't know if he's going to win or not because he's injured. But he is the type of wrestler that doesn't need a title for no 90 days or no 60 days really. He doesn't need a title for a full year. Like you said, he's injury prone. Unless you can give him the same story as John Cena, Roman Reigns, where they can just disappear for like 100 days or 90 days just to get heal up. Or if you don't get rent Perfect schedule. If you get Randy Orton the Roman Reigns schedule, Randy Orton would be great.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be an attraction.
Yeah, and that's quite honestly the schedule he should be working because he's always hurt, and that's why giving him the title doesn't make any sense. Because the one thing I will say about Cody is, at least with Cody having the belt, you get used to seeing him wrestle with the belt. It was a
Yeah.
complete polar opposite of Roman Reigns.
Yeah. But you know what though, Jamie? This go backs to is that Drew McIntyre should have been the one going into WrestleMania as champion. Drew McIntyre is the one who should be leaving WrestleMania with the title.
Long-term
Why?
storytelling. Where's the feud with Roman and Drew?
That would have
It's
been the best match. Honest to God, nothing.
Oh, it would have been.
That would have been the best match for Roman
I would
because
actually be somewhat excited for WrestleMania
yeah,
because that match, that would have been long-term storytelling because Drew's talked about wanting to get his revenge on Bloodline members,
and he
but
did on everyone but Roman.
WWE wants easy, simple money, and it's blown up in their face, as it should. WWE deserves every bad thing coming to them. People aren't buying tickets because you keep giving them the same crap with little thought. No reason Roman Reigns had to win the Royal Rumble. No reason Cody needed to get the belt back. Two stupid decisions that you willingly made. You weren't forced into it by injury. Drew's not hurt. Drew didn't need to give up the belt. Drew's now wrestling in a match that everybody's most likely going to forget in 6 months.
I mean, shout out to Jacob. I'm a Jacob Fatu fan.
I'm a Jacob Fatu fan too, but
They don't need to be
people,
wrestling each other unless it's for a title. But
well,
you gonna
that
give
and
us
there's no story there. The story that you did have, you chose to willingly bypass. So there's no reason for these two to be wrestling whatsoever.
the story for Jacob is, and which I kind of believe that story that they have for him and the Usos should have been have that match at WrestleMania. Who attacked it? Jacob Fatu and Jay.
Yeah.
Nobody
And that's
knows.
what I mean. There's no story there because
Right.
you already said it wasn't Drew, but you haven't done anything to the story to advance that for Jacob to say, I don't care, I still want to go at him. They're just wrestling for the sake of wrestling.
It's funny how they found the video of, hey, who attacked the Jade? Well, we see Naomi. You found that video, but you can't get the video of who attacked the Jay Uso or Jacob Fatu.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, is it that hard to do? Is that hard for you guys to go to a production truck, cook something up, and say, hey, just throw the name out here. Hey, Omas is the one who attacked Jacob and Jay. Or let's make more sense. Roman Reigns is the one that attacked Jacob Fatu. Roman Reigns is the one who attacked Jey Uso because he was jealous of them of their come up. I'm just throwing names out there. I'm not saying they did it. Perfect sense. Perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
Jay and Jacob has a built-in storyline, and you guys just scrapped it because it's not important.
Well, because they need Drew to make Jacob look good to push him into the main event scene.
Yeah.
That's what Drew's basic role is he's the Jake the Snake of pro wrestling now. You go through Drew so that you can get pushed into the main event to get you ready to see how the crowd's going to react. That's what Drew's role is.
Which is kind of sad because Drew is more than that.
Drew is way more than that. But I don't know if he shit in Triple H's cereal one morning or what. But maybe Triple H is embarrassed that he's not as big as Drew McIntyre is. I don't know. But
it kills me that you got a built-in story with Drew with him and Roman. Right there. Right there. Right in front of your face. I can understand if it was Vince. Because Vince can do all he can to protect Roman. Now, we ain't going to do that.
What I said about Liv Morgan on the last show is how I feel about Drew McIntyre.
Wow.
I mean, that wouldn't be a bad relationship, Liv Morgan, Drew McIntyre. I mean, he's married and everything, but whatever. But that's how I feel about Drew McIntyre. He can cut a promo. He's the best heel you have in the company, period. Like, hands down, no question. He's one of your best workers in the ring. He can make anybody look good. He's on that same level. He's probably your most important person. Yeah, you could say Roman's your most popular, Cody's your most popular, whatever. You can't have a bunch of faces wrestle each other. You
No,
need
you
to have
can't.
heels. And Drew is probably the most shockingly, look at that. Both of them are heels. Probably your most important person in the men's division.
Yeah. And that built in, hey, you know what? I took out Jay, I took out Jimmy, I took out Solo, I took out the whole bloodline, Sammy, I took them all out. Roman's left. So basically, you're telling me, not even at the Royal Rumble, in the Royal Rumble match, you still couldn't get Drew and Roman together? That's
How
3 years
fitting
of
would it have
Raw.
been for Drew to have the title and take all those guys out one by one? You would
That'd
have
been
been
perfect
protecting all of
storytelling.
them. They'd all be in the main event. They'd all be wrestling for the title. You'd protect Jay as they're sworn to God to do for some reason. Keep Jay in the main event. You'd have main event matches against Drew McIntyre. He'd obviously lose. Roman would lose. Throw Jimmy in there if you're feeling, festive about things. Throw Solo in there. Throw them all in there. Drew can beat them all and go into WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a downgrade to lose to Drew McIntyre. He's arguably your most important character right now.
No. You know, man, I think about this like, damn. I understand you thinking CM Punk and Roman Reigns will be a big match, and Cody versus Randy is a big match. They're big money match, and they're gonna do great. But for wrestling fans, just imagine you would have Drew versus Roman. You would have sold more tickets.
But it's a no-brainer. Hey, would you rather watch Roman Reigns and CM Punk, a 40-year-old versus a 48-year-old, or would you rather watch Roman versus Drew?
I'm buying that ticket and I'm booking that package.
It goes back to the when I asked you for $1,000, do you want to watch this match?
No.
No. Roman versus Drew, do I want to spend $1,000? No, but I would.
Yeah, because it makes
Like,
sense.
and then you pair the other matches with it, then it's like, okay, now you're starting to give me something.
Yeah.
But CM Punk doesn't even wrestle at the level he did a couple years ago when he first got into AEW.
Well, no,
Like
he's
you're
older.
you're you're basically paying for CM Punk to do promos.
Yeah.
That's it. Nobody wants to watch him wrestle anymore. He's not good.
It's not. That's again. That's
That's me and a lot of other people that
yeah,
have been
yeah, yeah,
wrestlers that
yeah.
think
That's what
that
I'm
way.
trying to say. That's you, and by a whole lot of people believe that. Other people think differently. No, to me, it's just that when they pivot from when Seth Rollins got hurt, you could have made the appropriate pivot of, you know what, Punk, you're you can go wrestle Cody. You want to be champion. You go wrestle Cody. That'll be your night one main event. You'll win the Elimination Chamber. You go fight Cody. I would have Drew versus Roman. I would still have Roman win the World Rumble, but I would have had Drew in a way make Roman choose him. Just kind of like how they made Roman choose Punk, but I would have done a little differently. I would have had Drew attack Roman throughout. Throughout. I would have Roman choose Drew not too early. That's the whole thing. I have a problem with this WrestleMania one because it's later. And two, when Roman chose Punk, he chose him. He cut his promo, then he left. I would have had Drew just dog walk Roman on the promo, go off on him, talk him. That's kind of like how they do in Punk. I'll have Drew attack Roman first, not the other way around. I will have Drew do everything he can to embarrass Roman to the point where Roman, like, you know what? It's on you and me WrestleMania. And I had Drew go over.
Mhm.
I'm just saying like
There's
simple
no
stuff like
benefit to
that.
Roman Reigns winning matches anymore. He's not going to be a full time wrestler for you. So there's really no reason for him to win. Same thing as Lesnar. Lesnar would come back as his special attraction matches and lose all the time
Yeah.
until he beat Cena a couple months ago. I mean, he lost to Cody, what, 3 times? Like every time he comes back, he loses. Do the same thing with Roman.
All right, so next on the list, and this is the last one, we kind of alluded to it earlier about WrestleMania and what matches that we are looking forward to. You said you only not looked at anything on night one. I think that's the only promo that you agree with Pat McAfee had night one. I ain't looking forward to nothing.
No,
But what's your expectation for both nights for you?
I think it's going to be a wake up call to TKO. The fans are just tired of it. I'm sure you're probably going to hear some pretty vocal fans that are probably going to be upset with a lot of the outcomes. Sami Zayn will go heel. Trick will go face.
Which that don't make sense.
After the fans' reaction to that last time he was out there last week, basically the fans feel about Sami Zayn how they also feel about TKO.
Yeah. Let me phrase that for you, Jamie. What I just said don't make sense. It makes sense to Sammy go heel. It makes sense to keep Trick Williams heel. What made more better sense if Carmella Hayes was part of this, because that would have been your face.
Yeah. Well, and again, it just goes to you're not giving people what they're paying for. You knowingly set up a bad match when you could have had a great match. You even had the opportunity to fix it to make it a great match, and you still chose to run it this way. I think fans are the same way with Sami Zayn that they are with Cody. They're just tired of him. The rest of the matches on night one, I don't care.
Night two.
Brock and Oba. That's it.
This is probably just because there's only two matches that you're actually looking forward to. And
No, there's only
honestly,
one match I'm actually looking forward to. Brock and Oba.
okay, so one match you're looking forward to. This is probably one of the lackluster cards at WrestleMania. And regardless of how this plays out, whether if Triple H can flip the script and make this WrestleMania somehow better than the build up, this still gonna go down as one of the worst WrestleManias of all time, just because of the build up from the
Mm-hmm.
time to WrestleMania season started until now. It's still gonna go down one of the worst.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, like,
Magnified
so
by the fact that it goes over 2 nights.
yes. So that's why I can't really knock when you said I'm only looking forward for one match, because that's kind of sentiment, and I promise you, everybody, that's probably some of the sentiment some people of wrestling fans who looking forward to WrestleMania is. I'm looking forward to Brock and Oba because it's free for that hour. That's one. So everybody gonna tune in for that on night two. And two, the build up all these matches, except for the Punk and Roman match, nothing was really there. It was kind of like, what did you say? Like a month ago, we was previewing the Raw. It was like they were throwing sticks and paper at the freaking chalkboard and just trying to see,
Mm-hmm.
oh, maybe this match will happen. Maybe we should go with this one. Nobody's really excited about WrestleMania. That's 2 years in a row. Nobody's really excited about the build of WrestleMania. That's 2 years in a row. The last WrestleMania, and God knows, I'm sorry I'm bringing this man up. The last WrestleMania that everybody was fully behind and was excited about was WrestleMania 39.
Yeah.
And that was done by Vince McMahon, who Triple H admitted it was Vince McMahon who was running the show. It was Vince McMahon. That says a lot. And everybody hates Vince McMahon. Love him for what he done to WWE. But that's going on 3 years ago. That was the
Yeah,
last
I mean,
WrestleMania that everybody was really excited about. Don't give me that WrestleMania where The Rock was there, because nobody was happy about that, because everybody be rocking Roman until everybody booed and Rock had to flip the script.
I
Don't give
mean,
me that.
night one. Do you care about the Usos and LA Knight versus Logan Paul at Austin Theory and I Show Speed?
No, because I don't
I
want to
Show
see
Speed
actual
is like
speed.
5'5" and 160 pounds. That's worse than watching Rey Mysterio wrestle. And at least Rey Mysterio is trained and can actually do some crazy things. Well, could do some crazy things. You got a guy out here that's never done anything, and he's in a main event, or not a main event, but he's in a WrestleMania.
Let me. I give you for night one. I'm gonna give you the list of the rest of the card I
I'm
am looking
looking at
forward
it.
to.
That's the opener match, so that's going to take up your free hour of night
Yes.
one. Then you've got your Fatal Four Way Women's Tag Team match, the Bella Twins, Whoopity Doo,
All right.
versus Charlotte and Alexa, who haven't done anything since they've been together. Whoopity Doo. Bailey and Lyra, Lash and Nia. If anybody wins that match other than Bailey and Lyra or Lash and Nia, they've screwed up.
Yeah.
You've got Jacob and Drew, which it'll be a good match, but it's just going to turn into one of their regular no DQ matches. They're going to wind up in the back fighting, blah, 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 blah. That's what I'm not excited for because it's the same match as Drew keeps getting. All these no DQ matches.
Right. I am.
You've got the terrible match of AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch.
All right. So the you asked me am I outside by the division versus the Usos LA Knight. No,
Hmm?
because I was hoping I won't see ISO Speed in the ring. Would I mind him seeing him have a little bit of involvement? Yes, but not in the ring as a wrestler. No, I'm not. I am looking forward to Jacob Fatu Drew McIntyre because I know Drew gonna make this match look pretty damn good.
He will, but it's every
Um,
single one of his build-up matches results in a no DQ match.
yes, yes.
That's the problem I have with it.
And I'm hoping this last time we see both these guys wrestle. I gotta have them see the different program after WrestleMania. Um, AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch.
Ugh. I'll make sure I
I'm,
have to go to the bathroom at that point.
I'm, I do believe it's gonna be a good match, but I'm not looking forward to it because the story itself has already been written, and we know how this is gonna go. I have said it numerous times. AJ Lee. I'm happy that she's back. I'm happy that she get to wrestle a lot of the ladies in the in the women's division that look up to her, that she inspired, and I'm glad that she will get those matches that she rightfully deserved to have. That I wish that she would have had this back when her era when she was wrestling. I do believe Becky Lynch is going to win. The only way that I don't see um, the only way AJ is winning is if they have a major program for her lined up against maybe a Roxanne Perez or a Liv Morgan if Liv doesn't beat Stephanie. That's the only way I that's the only way I can see they'll keep the title on AJ Lee. So that aspect, no, I'm not looking forward to it because I do believe Becky's going to win, and we know how this is going to play out. The
Mhm.
women's tag team championship match, I am not because it's just too many teams, and I don't think this match gonna go long at all. Nia Jax and Last Legend should win, but if Nikki Bella is healthy, we know who's gonna win. They already told us that already.
Yeah.
Um, I am looking forward to Seth Rollins versus Gunther because I do believe that Gunther's gonna win. He's gonna win because Braun Breaker, in my opinion, it would be
If
because
he
he's
doesn't
been
win, he might
clear.
as well quit
Yeah,
because they've done nothing to build him up.
yeah, he's been cleared. So I am expecting him to be involved, to get involved in this match. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. Now I know that Randy's hurt. I don't how much he's going to give. Is his injury going to play a factor into certain things he can do in the ring? I don't like the Pat McAfee part of it because it doesn't make sense. But if Randy wins, I'm happy. If Cody wins, I'm happy as well. I just want both guys. Um, for Randy, I just I just don't know. I don't know. Night two, I am looking forward to. And night two, there's only one match I'm looking
You
forward
you
to.
skipped one of the matches.
No.
You skipped Stephanie and Liv.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Probably the best match of the night.
Um, I don't know about this one, man, because on
They
one
they
hand,
basically have to have Liv win. Stephanie hasn't done anything
I
with the
mean,
title.
I feel that Liv doesn't have to win,
Liv doesn't
but
have to
she
win.
needs
They
to
need
win.
her to win so that they
No,
can build up other women in the division.
right.
Stephanie
Uh,
hasn't been able to do that.
no. Well, that's not on Stephanie. I,
Part of it is.
yeah. Liv doesn't need to win, but she has to win because she needs to further that storyline with Raquel. That's just my personal opinion.
Well, you've got Raquel and Roxanne. And that's what I'm saying. She has to win because she can build those two up. Stephanie, they've put a bunch of people in front of Stephanie. She wasn't able to do
My,
anything with Raquel. She wasn't
but
able to do anything with anybody she's gone in against. As
but my
great as
only
she is, that's her downfall.
my only concern with Stephanie losing is that where would she go? She would have no program, nobody. It's kind of like if she lose, she would have to go away.
Well, it's WWE. Even if you win, look at Gunther. He wins matches and still has nothing.
True, but Stephanie would be in a worse place than Gunther. I mean, I mean, the only
Well, if she
match
wins, what do you have her do then too? She's in a bad spot no matter what.
if she wins, you can probably put her to match with Io.
Yeah, but they have to build a story up to that. It's not just instantly, oh, now you're wrestling EO, and they don't know how to build up matches anymore.
That's true, but I mean, if it's Liv, you're getting Roxanne and Raquel, and how much we all intrigued by that because we all know no matter what, I don't care what nobody say. If Liv wins, Raquel gonna be pissed. You can't tell me nothing different. She's gonna be pissed because um, Roxanne and Liv cost her the title,
Hmm.
and let's keep it real. The WWE called an audible. I don't care what nobody say. They called an audible because how can you come out on the report and say you're happy with the work that Raquel has done? They're gonna put the title on her on for you
Well,
not to
because Triple
pull.
H is the king of gaslighting people.
Yeah,
I mean, he's done it ever since he's gotten into that position. Oh, we're happy with Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill is going to debut when she's ready. When really, no, we have her down at the Performance Center because we realized she didn't know how to wrestle, and we're trying to smash as much into this as we possibly can.
you happy with her work because Jamie's favorite wrestler, Kevin Nash, came out and said, "Hey, you got to wrestle big, stop wrestling small." And what she do? She followed his advice, and it projected her career and took it to another level because
Hmm.
she's wrestling big. She's big and fucking strong. She's bigger than most of the women that she's getting in the ring with, other than Last Legend, other than Nia Jax, other than Rhea Ripley. She's wrestling all these women that's like 5'3", 5'4", 5'5", and she is killing them. She and she works so hard to get herself over. Well,
Yep.
think about it. When Raquel was a heel before, it didn't work. Now look at her. She
Hmm.
changed her whole freaking name. She went from Raquel to now Big Sexy Raquel.
I know it's funny how one person gives you advice, and all of a sudden they make that your moniker.
Yeah, no, but what I'm trying to say is that if Liv wins, we get the continuation of the Judgment Day story between Raquel, Roxanne Perez, and Liv Morgan.
Well, that's what
And
I'm
the
saying.
W
That's
really
more
kind of,
compelling than anything that they can do with
yeah,
Stephanie right now. They can build
yeah,
something up for Stephanie. They have to tell the Raquel and Roxanne story.
yeah. And the WWE already kind of planted those seeds that, you know what, Liv, two opponents, it's going to be those two. She going to tell that story. And I think you got called it when you said that. I believe Roxanne's going to go face because I think she was trying to turn on Liv at that Raw before, I don't know, they knocked heads.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I'm kind of torn between either one. It can go either way to me personally. But I am looking forward to seeing the match. And I know everybody, I know every man out there want to see the devil kiss. That's all they want to see. I'm not confirming or
It's
denying.
true, but
Yeah, yeah, it is true. But I'm not gonna say it like that. Um, I can't wait to see it.
well, wait, I forgot. There is two matches I'm looking forward to because I love a demon Finn Balor.
Yeah, Finn has to go over. Finn has to win because they've been screwing Finn for like 2 years ever since. What did you say about Triple H? You gaslight. Oh, Finn gonna get that major push into the main event scene again.
Yeah. How many times are you
Yeah,
going to do that interview? Oh, yeah, we're putting him into the main event scene. And then 6 months go by. You're like, yep, Finn's still on the Judgment Day doing nothing. He's tag team
I,
champs with JD McDonough. Back when they weren't even like wrestling for the title, they just had the
right,
belts doing nothing.
right. I guess it did happen, Jamie. You remember when Seth Rollins was champion? And Rollins fought him like 8 times, and he won
Oh,
those
yeah,
all 8 matches. Yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
yeah. And Finn couldn't get one victory. Just let y'all know
Yeah.
that. Definitely the Oba Brock match. Can't wait to see it. We talked about that earlier. The Intercontinental match, I am looking forward to because to me, Javon Evans has to go over. He's your next up and coming superstar. This is the reason why they want him on the card to show everybody what he can do. Penta to me, I, I love Penta. I'm glad he's the Intercontinental champion, but he doesn't need to be have a nice long run. He doesn't. He needs to have a good run. And I would have felt different if Javon Evans was not in this match. But
This
also
match
the
would be
one
far better if there was two less people in it. Get rid of Rey Mysterio and get rid of Rusev.
drag what and JD McDonough.
No, JD could stay in it.
Nah, JD gotta go.
I mean, JD from a talent perspective can stay in it. From a story perspective,
He don't fit.
none of these guys even belong in a match together. They had
No,
some fake tournament that apparently was on main event, which I couldn't even tell you when that's on, to win these
nobody
spots
knows.
that nobody even knew about. Is this like a
Look,
Twitter only show? Is this like Speed? Like you have to have some secret code on Twitter?
look. I even said the better match would have been either Javon Evans versus Penta or Penta dragging Javon Evans in the triple threat match. One of those two would have been a better match than the ladder match.
Yeah, that would. I mean, even if you did a triple threat ladder match, because the whole point is you want to see Javon Evans do a bunch of high spots. That's all it
Yeah.
is. That's what this is geared for.
Mm-hmm.
And JD McDonough is in there to take all the big hits.
And I thought, yeah, yeah, that's true.
And
And
Rusev
Rusev is
again
there to
just
look
doesn't
dominant.
fit.
And Rusev just there to look dominant, but he's not gonna win.
No,
He's
he's just
gonna
there to throw the light guys around to look strong because that's the
yeah.
biggest problem with him. They build him up to look like a monster, and then you realize he's 5'8",
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't look so intimidating anymore.
Nah, he's 5'8" and just huge. um, the WWE Championship match between Jay Cargo and Rhea Ripley, I am not looking forward to. Be, only because there's been a lot of botches between these two ladies. A lot of botches, whether you want to say in the ring
I'm still
promo.
waiting till tomorrow for them to say that Rhea's orbital fracture is too severe and she can't do it. I honestly think that would probably be the best way for them to go at this point. Because apparently she got an orbital fracture a couple of weeks ago. And that's what they've been saying. She might not go because this might be too severe. They might not clear her in time.
Yeah, but
Quite
she had
honestly,
one
the
like
match is
two
going to be
years ago.
so bad, they
She
should
had one
probably
2
have
years
somebody
ago.
else stick it. I know. I think it's the same eye, too. And let me look.
Wow. Okay. Other than that, again, public service announcement. The Signature Friendship Podcast do not hate women wrestling. We love women wrestling. We talk about it all the time. We love the women in
Right
WWE.
orbital socket is fractured.
Okay.
Backstage attacking NXT when she was doing that NXT thing.
This past week or last week?
No, I think it was last week or like 2 weeks ago or something. But yeah, because I was like, when did this happen? And I was like, oh, I haven't watched NXT in a couple of weeks. But yeah, as of April 26th, WWE confirmed that Rhea Ripley has suffered a fractured right orbital socket
Oh
following an
wow.
attack at NXT.
Well, it sounds like she's going through it because the way Jay was cutting her promo today is going to happen. But then again, she what she's supposed to do?
Best thing, if you want to make
Heal.
Jade still look strong, it's just like in UFC. When one of those guys doesn't make weight or gets hurt a couple days before, you have somebody just get thrown in, have EO get thrown in. Jade loses to EO. She could say, oh, I wasn't prepared for EO. I prepared for Rhea. Blah, blah, do whatever you want. And then that way you don't have to have that match right now. Let Jade take time to get better. Rhea can figure out how to wrestle again. And then you got somebody that you know can put a top tier match together in EO with the belt. And you can put her against anybody.
Or
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 Tiffany, or Julia, or Kiana James, or Asuka, anybody else in the women's division that you're not doing anything with.
or again, according to the rumors, we don't know for sure. I have said this. Allegedly, Bianca's supposed to be back on WrestleMania at some
They're
mega
not going to let
events.
something like that happen. They would have to have the build up of a lifetime to get Jade and
You don't
Bianca in a
think
match
so?
together. They would not throw Bianca in last minute like that.
I
They'll
mean,
wrestle at a WrestleMania, but they're going to have a build up like crazy.
I
They're not
mean,
going to
come
let
on. I
Bianca just
mean,
show up.
Triple H is on desperate situations here right now.
Yeah, desperate means I need build up. I need eyes on this. You can't throw
I
somebody out
mean,
like
yeah, I mean,
Bianca.
yeah, I mean, yeah. I understand that part, but I'm saying though, like for the women's title main event,
If he was to do something like that, it would be like the what I referenced earlier, the Hulk Hogan Yokozuna Bret Hart thing.
yeah,
And you'd have Bianca somehow come out and challenge her to a match instantly and win. Which again, one of the worst finishes to a wrestling match of all time. That Hulk Hogan Yokozuna thing was just atrocious.
yeah. I didn't know that about that Rhea. So if she can go, that'd be great. If she can't, then that throws a monkey wrench into everything. But it's still, it doesn't matter who they're gonna throw in there. I'm not gonna look forward to the match because even if Rhea was able to wrestle, did, I heard Big E said he want to see Jay go 20 minutes and prove herself, yada yada yada. And I'm not doing yada disrespect for what he said, but that's what he said.
Jade's never going to go 20 minutes in a match
But
unless it's in a tag team match where she doesn't have to be in the ring.
right, but I was thinking another way is that Triple H ain't not gonna do that to Jay. He's not.
Well, no, it's a reflection of him.
Yeah,
And
he's
that's
not
part of
gonna
the
do that.
problem. Jade
Yeah,
has been an utter disappointment, and that is a direct reflection on him
yeah,
because he signed her.
he's not gonna do that. And again, Triple H loves Jade Cargo. He is going to protect her through thick and thin. Even I mean to the point where Stephanie McMahon could come out here and criticize Jade Cargo all she wants. Her husband was gonna look at her like, I don't give a fuck what you say.
Well, that's because he refers to her as Black China.
You said it, not me.
No
Um,
disrespect to the real Black China, but
yeah,
that's his Black China.
yeah. And what's Stephanie then?
Stephanie's just the one that he got. That was his key to success. I
And
mean,
what's
do you really
Julia?
think if Triple H didn't marry Stephanie McMahon, he would be in the position that he's in?
I wasn't talking about that Stephanie. I wasn't talking about the husband. Damn. I wasn't talking about the wife Stephanie. I was talking about Stephanie Vicure. I mean, he is very,
Oh,
very, very high over.
well, of course.
It's
I mean,
it's
that's
amazing. It's amazing how he is high on Stephanie, Jay, and Julia, but only one of them's getting screwed creator wise. Not that
I was
was
gonna say all
crazy.
three of them can get screwed, but
All right. Anyhow, let's move on because the mind is
you said it,
wandering.
not me. I was just agreeing with
I
you.
am looking forward to CM Punk and Roman Reigns only because I do believe something is going to happen after the match.
Well, it has to because you'd have a blowout feud like that, and then it just goes into nothing. So they have to do something to get at least one of those guys to carry over into something. And
Yeah,
hopefully, it's nothing directly with the both of them because I don't want to see this again.
no. I do believe Roman's going to win, and I do believe this time around, I don't think the fans are now going to be pretty upset about Roman and his day, his schedule, because I just think that the fan base will be okay with it. And again, I want everybody to understand. These are two heels facing each other. Roman Reigns ain't never changed. He ain't never
Well, and
changed.
that's they'll be okay with it at first until they
Yeah,
realize that Roman ain't showing up on SmackDown anymore
me on Raw.
or on Raw. Yeah, when he ain't showing up for a couple weeks and you don't see the title, people are gonna start getting upset.
Or you mean Seth Rollins gonna get upset?
I mean that too. He takes a lot of pride in being the workhorse, even though he's perpetually injured like Randy Orton.
Hey, you know the last two people say they're workhorse champion are often injured these days, and one you just told me about, Rhea injured, Seth injured, out for long periods of time, and they are workhorse champions. Interesting,
Mm-hmm.
and very very interesting. But I am looking forward to that match. I do believe something has to happen at the end of that match, whether it's a again, they're throwing names out here. Whether if Seth Rollins come out here and curve stumps Roman or Punk, or The Rock comes out here and rock bottom CM Punk, or someone else from the family comes out here and gets involved in the match. Something needs to happen because
If they're
it,
smart, it'll be something to do with The Rock because they need as much goodwill as they can get right now.
yeah. Or my brother Jamie might make an appearance and might interfere and probably give CM Punk the go to sleep move. I don't know, but something needs to happen.
Dominator. I'm still on the Dominator right now.
You still on it?
It's such a good move. It's
Oh
so simple and you can do it so quick, but like you can make it look good.
man,
It's like the power bomb. It's a simple move, but depending on how you do it, you can have a Kevin Nash power bomb.
and make it
Like,
look
hey, I
awesome.
can barely lift anybody, and I don't know how to wrestle, but here's my power bomb. Or you could have a Sid Vicious power bomb, where if you watch Sid Vicious, he would do it multiple ways. He'd do a standing power bomb. He'd do a power bomb where he dropped down to his knees. He had the big one where he would drop down to one knee and take you down like the entire time. Like you could do, the Oba, the fall from grace, where you just fall on your ass. You could do all sorts of different ways.
Yeah, 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 that's true. So that's the end of the show. Make sure you guys watch the WWE Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, and there's that
Congratulations.
too.
Yeah, congratulations to all the Hall of Famers, including the man that Jamie mentioned and the state that he represents that I live in, the state of Arkansas. So congratulations to Sid Vicious, the late Sid Vicious, who's being inducted to the Hall of Fame. I know something came out about his family in the Hall of Fame. I don't know who's inducting him.
Probably his son. His son's been like posting all of his stuff. I
Yeah,
saw. I don't even follow his kid, but I was on Facebook yesterday, and there he popped up, and it was a picture of him as like a little kid, his dad, the Sheik, and I forget who else, but like Sheik looking all jacked, doing his whole pose that he always did with his chest out, and then like Sid just towering over him.
yeah, yeah. I'm in Arkansas. I live here, and I don't live in that part of the town where Sid lives. But I can sit here. I can tell you that Sid is huge down here in Arkansas and the Memphis area. He is love. And the man lives a quiet life. He loved his kids, loved his grandkids. So
All about that softball.
all about the softball. And it's kind of sad because this should have happened 15 years ago.
100%. He's still
This
one of
should
my
have happened
favorite
20
heels of all
years ago.
time.
Yes, and it'll be more special if Sid was here, alive, being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame for the work he's done. But he's not. So rest in peace. God bless his soul. But I'm glad that his son going to induct his father. So well deserved for Sid, and well deserved for all the Hall of Famers as well. New
Even Dennis
I'm about to
Rodman.
say new edition, demolition.
Demolition deserve it.
Demolition.
Dennis Rodman, I wouldn't say he deserves it, but they got to keep
But
that celebrity wing full.
yeah. So Stephanie McMahon, I'm happy for all the Hall of Famers here. They contribute to professional wrestling and to WWE in good and bad ways, but well deserved. So
AJ
thank you guys.
Styles.
Who?
AJ Styles. Who is not the headliner somehow because Stephanie is the headliner over AJ Styles.
Well, I mean, it makes sense
Well,
if
yeah,
you
you got
look
to get
at
your
it.
family out
Jamie,
there.
if you look at it from the standpoint, she's the first lady of the WWE. She ran
That
this
was Miss
company.
Elizabeth. Thank you very much.
I said first lady in WWE.
Miss
Um,
Elizabeth.
you say Miss Elizabeth, but that's you. I ain't gonna knock that. Nah, but Stephanie grew up in this business. This company's been was her family. This was her baby. This She grew up in the WWE. Her grandfather created the WWF. Um, this was her love. This was her passion. She did a lot of wonderful things. But she was running the WWE. She should be the headliner. Um, this night should be about her. It should be about all the Hall of Famers, but we know this gonna be about her, and it's well deserved. Maybe if I'm being a little biased here, I would love to see her in the WWE again, not in a talent role, but back in the front office role. Because to me, that was her bigger impact in the WWE. Uh, but I'm happy for her. I'm happy for all Hall of Famers. So with that said, congratulations, and that's the end of the show, everybody. Enjoy WrestleMania. If you're there in attendance, hope you get your money's worth. I will be here trying to find another illegal stream to watch it. And yes, I said that.
Just make a Fubo account. That's all you got to do. It takes like 5 minutes, and then you get it for free.
That's 5 minutes of my time. Mm.
Probably
I'll
take you less
probably
time
help
than
you.
trying to find a stream for it.
Yeah, I know. I just like going against the system sometimes.
What's funny is, YouTube TV, they cut a deal with them back in November of last year. They still don't have access to it.
Hmm.
So,
Ooh. All
yeah,
right,
that's the show.
guys. That's the show. Enjoy WrestleMania. And we'll see you guys on Tuesday. Peace.
Later.